Why are plyometrics good for you? What are the benefits of plyometric training for the strength athlete, for the power athlete, and for the speed athlete? And what are the adaptations you can expect from plyometric training? Plyometrics have an effect on the nervous system as well as on the muscular system. We discussed before the nervous system and the activation of motor units. We have three mechanisms. One is the recruitment of muscle fibers, one is the firing frequency, and one is the synchronization. The recruitment basically says how many motor units can be activated at once. The firing frequency is how fast these motor units can be activated, and the synchronization is how can they work in a synchronized fashion. Plyometric training works mainly on the firing frequency, so how fast the motor units can be activated. That is especially important for sports that involve power or speed. Yeah? So if you're in a sport where speed or power is required, you should be looking at doing some form of plyometrics in your training. Plyometrics also offers some benefits for strength athletes because it opens neural pathways. Sounds a bit complicated, but basically what it says is if we're looking at the firing frequency, so how fast the signal can go from the brain to the muscle, that can also help if we're looking at lifting heavy loads. Yeah? Mainly it's the recruitment of motor units, so how many muscle fibers can be activated at once to lift a certain weight, but then it's also important how fast these muscle fibers can be activated, and therefore plyometrics offer a benefit for strength athletes as well. If we're looking at the muscle-tendon complex, so we have the muscle and at the end of the muscle there are tendons that are attached to the bone. We look at the architecture of the muscle and the tendon complex. Plyometrics also offer some benefits for that architecture of the complex. One is the higher the intensity in plyometrics, the more we work on the tendons. So if we're really looking at strengthening tendons, high intensity plyometrics is a good thing. Again, a word of caution, technical mastery first before we go to high intensity plyometrics. And there needs to be a progression to prepare athletes for high intensity plyometrics. We do this every season. We never start with a high intensity plyometrics. There's always a period of preparation leading up to that. So if we're looking at strengthening the tendons, high intensity plyometrics is a good thing. Another adaptation we can expect from plyometrics is that it strengthens, one, the muscle-tendon complex, but it also makes the muscle stiffer. What that means is it increases the stiffness of the muscle, and new research has shown the higher the intensities, it seems that the muscle doesn't work in a eccentric, concentric way, so lengthening and contracting as we always thought. It works in an isometric way, so that means the muscle is stiff and we use the elastic properties of the tendon. Again, a bit complicated, but what it means is if we do plyometrics, especially the higher intensity plyometrics, we increase the stiffness of the tendon as well as the stiffness of the muscle, which can give us more performance in jumping, hitting, throwing, running activities. So as a recap, why are plyometrics good? It works on the neuromuscular system. On the neural side, it increases the firing frequency, how fast the muscle can be activated. On the muscular side, it works on the tendon as well as the muscles.